It's getting like. So we are here with Sankalp, certified project management professional. Now this journey is one of the most important journey for me. Why? We have been going back and forth to record the journey. Sometime I got busy in some activities, sometime my friend got busy at various things for recording the journey. But you see, if something is important, you always find a way to do it. And of course,
Right.
this was important for both of us. I always love to record the journey of certified PMPs. It gives the context to the future aspirants, how they can improve themselves and how they can work. So, my brother, the mics belongs to you. You want to share your journey in any way you like. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just take a minute or two to just brief it out. I started my journey way back, I think in 2016 or 17, when there was PM Book 5 that was
Hmm.
launched.
Okay.
And recently, just after when I started, the PM Book 6 got launched, and I was new to this complete project management thing as what you call as a traditional way of doing it. Just going by the books. So I didn't go by the book before that, and so when I started reading the PM Book 6, I didn't have any membership or anything as such by the time. So I started with some online courses and some company provided courses. That was not building up the interest to a certain level that I, go in and attempt the PMP examination. So finally, I actually, YouTube is a kind of a sea where you can find almost anything. So I went over there and found a lot of your videos that were actually connecting the dots. And I actually followed, not many people, but say you or Ricardo Vargas. Those
Okay.
were the only two people who I actually followed in a sense, watching videos or anything like that. So, and the actual journey started when I failed the PMP examination for the first time, and that that was just by when I got the results. It was either by a mark or two. If you recall, in the start of this year, I had shared this my result with you, and I was very surprised because for me, like every question was almost right, and I think that was almost and exactly right was the difference over there, which cost me a chance. But the issue where I lagged was at that moment, PMI had already changed their way of asking questions when I jumped into the exam. And over there was a lot of part of the agile, and I had never worked, never studied agile. Actually, everybody works on agile but never studied agile. So when I failed, I didn't get disheartened. What I did is started studying agile. So first I went ahead with certified scrum master course, then I went ahead with safe agility, then I went ahead with ITIL course and all those certifications. Apart from that, I also completed the lean six sigma black belt,
Okay.
and after
Black,
that
black
again
belt. You
yeah,
did Lean Six Sigma black belt. Now that's a
yeah.
big one. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
all those four certifications completed gave me a better confidence, and I thought now is the time to again attempt the PMP. It was a long you know it was rotting
So,
inside my head. I just wanted to clear that's just finish this journey and move ahead to next levels like PGMP or PFMP when it is required, when I'm up to it. Actually, I had already crossed. It was more than 9 years of experience when I started actually attempting the PMP examination. So it was quite more than what a PMP should need, but at least this is the first stage. So I thought PGMP is something that I should look afterwards. First thing, the PMP, and in this complete journey, failing the first attempt was very important, crucial for me, because if I would have passed the first attempt, I would have never went ahead with learning agile in such depth, which I know right now. So, and right now, I think this PMP new exam, the seventh edition, when I got the book, I was initially I thought, and in many of your videos also, you explained that the best thing was you already explained that you need to go ahead with the 7 PM book 7, and also keep in mind the PM book 6 as well. Otherwise, what happens is if you only rely on PM book 7, you'll again fail. That's for sure. So the background always remains the same. This is the new methodology, and I think uh, to a certain extent this covers the PMI ACP and the PMP as well. So both these things are actually the same right now, I believe. So but not in a large depth. PMI ACP is a separate complete insight of the project management in agile methodology. But yeah, this complete journey was very interesting for me, and I'd say the failure was very much enthralling and gave me a boost to understand project management in greater depth. Thanks to you for all the guidance.
Okay. Now I would love to like go in depth with you regarding your journey. Now this was very important thing that I learned from you. So can you just explain like the difficulty level of ITL and SAFE?
See, ITIL, SAFE or CSM, these exams are actually more object oriented, and PMP is basically you say first of all, PM book is itself like a Bible. You have to go by it, and because PM book itself is a conglomerate of at least a ton of people who have been working in the project management domain for a very long time, and all the best practices have been listed, and that this PM book is, I'll say the PMP examination is quite tougher in comparison to any other examination I've given this complete year. And it's just like the India Pakistan match pressure. So otherwise you have other matches are elsewhere. You can fail, you can pass. You have multiple attempts also in Scrum Master. You have two attempts. Safe also you have two attempts. ITL is foundation is very easy. You can pass it just after say a 7 day study. Hardly a 7 day study. For
Seven
PMP,
days.
yeah, PMP, I'll say that it was completely say at least 3 or 4 months concentrated study, just like you did in your college days. So the difficulty level is surely very high, and at the same time, uh, the way PMI asks questions is not from one single topic, from different topics covered into one. And as the latest question scenarios like mix and match questions, multiple choice answer questions, this is somewhat tougher, but in a sense it's more of a, again they have got the object oriented approach in the 7th edition, which makes things easy if you have gone through everything to a very good extent. You have the PM book, you have gone through the you have been coached by your mentor well. All There's a combination of all these things, but in other exams you are alone sufficient, I'd say.
Okay, okay, that is an important thing to understand. Okay, let's put some context in this thing. So, what about Lean Six Sigma black belt? I am Lean Six Sigma green belt, and I planned long time ago should I do, but then I put that plan off. I didn't need that, and then I came entirely in the PMI fields. So, Lean Six Sigma black belt, you need to manage multiple projects, right?
Yeah,
If I'm not
that's basically the different methodology. You have to manage projects in a lean way and statistically. It's like more of a quality driven thing. If you talk about the PMP focus, uh, I'd say in Six Sigma black belt, if we talk about specific domains, uh, stakeholder management and quality management. So these two domains combine together to give you Six Sigma black belt certification. Apart from the knowledge of a very good knowledge of statistics and hands-on experience. So if you want to have a Six Sigma black belt course, you must have different projects that you have applied Six Sigma methodology on, and then you go for the examination. So it's
okay.
like a just exactly as in the PGMP course, when PGMP examination, where you have to float your application, you get yourself audited first. There is a mandatory
Actually,
audit over
I am in that process. I
there.
have
I know, I
I have
know.
written the application. Right now,
Hmm.
my application is in the panel review, so
Hmm.
that I
Yeah,
know
so that
exactly.
exactly is the same thing in Six Sigma Black Belt also. You have to float your course, whatever you have implemented Six Sigma on, and that sometimes is a bit tough because there is a non-disclosure agreement between you and the organization that you are working with. So you can't share all the details because they are business specific, and there ought to be some level of translucency. So most of the times what happens is you have to have your own project done at, maybe you choose one of your business partners or vendors you have met in the past or present, and then you can apply your brain, get something, get some process driven things out, and make some DMAC improvements, and then go for Six Sigma examination. So that journey is a bit different.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
PMP PGMP one is also
That's
very tough
why
one.
I wanted to know. Like this is a important thing for me. Uh, how you can work on this thing, how you that can help you out in these
Mhm,
domains. That's an important thing. I would
mhm,
suggest, and I would work on that. I actually think. Okay, now let's dive into PMP. So now you have given both of the PMP as well as previous edition PMP and this
mhm,
edition PMP. Which PMP, as straightforward, you think is more difficult? The previous one, difficulty level, or
mhm.
this one?
Difficulty level, I think the previous one was more difficult because it was say more monotonous and more bookish. This one is very new, latest, and it has very diverse understanding, like leadership values, servant leadership. So this has a bigger plethora. It makes it tough but not difficult. It's interesting at the same time. So
It's an interesting at the same time.
hmm.
Okay. What about the length of the questions? If we talk about the length of the questions.
Length of the questions has been reduced. I think it was only 180 questions in comparison to 200 questions that I
No.
had last time.
Length.
Hmm.
The three
Okay,
line question.
in terms of
Yeah.
reading length, like, so
Yeah.
it was almost similar. In some questions it was, I'll say it was exactly the same, because it was more of a scenario based, a storytelling kind of thing. So over
Okay.
here, and one very important thing, in this examination, I did not get any of the mathematical questions, none of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
all of them were concept based, and all of them were from the
Situational
output
based.
of what, yeah, exactly, and that makes
All of
it
them.
easier. That is what I am telling you, it makes it easier because like, see, anyone that appears the PMP examination, most of them have already gone through a lot of experience. So there is no situation that they are unaware of. Just when the question pops up, they actually find themselves into a situation, they recreate a scenario, and that is the situation. It's a trap basically. So when you go into that question, you have to make yourself in that situation, but with the principles of PMI, not with your own principles. That makes you a PMP certified engineer, otherwise you'll fail just like I did my last time.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to say. You have to solve the situational question, but wearing the PMI hat. Now
Exactly.
that's a very important thing that we should master while solving any question that is related to the PMP exam. Okay, okay.
Exactly.
So how did you like which mocks you used to prepare for the exam?
I'll frankly tell you, I did not use any mocks
Okay,
practically. What I did is, like, I watched, like, you have a good amount of sessions which have
100 plus,
solving questions, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
100,
So
100
that
plus.
was, I think that was enough for me, because some of my
Ah,
friends had recently given the examination, and they told me that they don't have any mathematical scenario. So what happens is, we don't know, like, that last time when I did around 17 mocks, I scored 85% average in all of them, then also failed. So this time I did not go ahead with any of
yeah,
the mocks.
that time the thing is that it's not just about the mocks. The more
Hmm.
I would put this thing in, is it's more of a like the exam was very difficult.
Yeah, that was something else. And this time now, the thing was, I was just going with a clear head. I did not go there to pass the exam, or fail the exam, or score 280s or 380s or 180. But eventually I landed in 380. Like,
Yeah,
in all
of course.
domains I scored above that. So but what happened is, this time I last time what I was doing is I was timing my questions, like 200 questions in 240 minutes. So am I able to do that or not? This time I focus more on, let's do the questions in a right way rather than focus on timing. So I did not focus on timing any this time.
If I put it this way, that you were more of a enjoying the exam, you were saying how
Hmm.
things were. working as compared to other things. Like you were into the exam for the exam, to enjoy the thing, to learn the thing, apart from, instead of focusing, okay, am I getting it right or not, and giving it
Mm-hmm.
the best you can. And is it right?
Exactly. Exactly. And not only during the preparation, even after, even inside the exam, I was not, looking at the timer or saying, okay, A, B, C, this should. No, I did not even use the elimination thing. I'll tell you. I was just reading the question, and I thought that, okay, I was just trying to link what I'm thinking to the actual, the charts that you showed us, or maybe Ricardo Vargas showed us on the YouTube. They actually, I was linking with the process. I was linking with the input tools and outputs, so that not exactly the input ITTOs, but what they mean. I did not remember this time. I just gave the exam and say I was studying since long, but practical preparation was done in like 7 to 10 days, not more than that. And I recalled everything, and whenever I went through a question, I said, okay, this one is knowledge, like what do you call, the lessons learned in the organization sense, but knowledge management. So this is knowledge management. We don't need even to understand the recall the exact term. We should know what it is, what does it mean, and then it will automatically guide you. If you have gone through, I've actually gone through the PM book around 3 or 4 times, to be specific. And that was it, like
It's
first time I
it's
was.
very it's very interesting. Now, if you have watched my latest video, I actually recommend now, there is no need to read the PIM book. That that
Mhm,
was in 2020. In 2021, you don't need to read the PIM book, like with the my journeys videos and with the flow and all these things,
mhm,
because the PIM book exam is not anymore in 2021. Exam is not based on PIM book anymore. It is more of
mhm.
a based on exam content outline, and I'm sure you have not faced even a single question directly of ITTO, right?
No, no, not at all. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. There was no direct question. All of them were situational, and what we did similar to in class in our standard 5 to 6. If you recall, match the following. So these were some questions, and that basically is a better thing. How PMI has transformed their examination. This actually tests the the older system was, if somebody was not even a project manager and they get their application shortlisted, they can pass. But not this
Huh.
time. I'll tell you. This time
I,
you
I,
have
I
to have a
totally
project
agree.
management experience.
I totally agree with you that and not only just this, exam has evolved so much, like on a weekly basis, on monthly basis, since my students are clearing exam on daily basis now. So exam
Hmm.
is shifting. I'm sorry. Exam is actually shifting its domain on
Hmm.
daily basis. It's like flow of water, and that as a best, like one of the, it is one of considered as one of the most important exam, right?
Right.
PMP, being PMP is like a big thing. It is considered one of the biggest exam, and it should be difficult. It should be hard.
Hmm.
It should be a live exam. So this is what the PMI is doing, and this is how the PMI is evolving itself. And in my opinion, they have done a pretty good job in doing that. Okay,
Yep.
so what will be your advice to the aspirants coming ahead, who how they should prepare?
I think the best thing, see, first of all, choose your mentor. I'll say, because what happens is you may be misguided because there's a lot of information on the internet. You can be misguided. That's very easy. So first of all, choose your mentor. Second, target yourself. Like when do you have to give your examinations? If it's like 1st of January, it should be first of it. It should not be. It should not be a flexible target. It should be a rigid target. And then,
Okay.
as a project manager, just backtrack yourself. Give yourself for first time reading the book, I think 4 to 5 days at my pace. I'm sorry, it may
Okay.
be different from
Obviously,
people to
obviously,
people.
obviously.
and and then it comes on to first set of solving questions wherever you can get it from from the internet, from you have different resources. The best resource that I found was the Telegram. So on Telegram you have a lot of mock tests. You can just join, there are project management channels. And if
Ah,
you, yeah, yeah, on Telegram, it's a very very good resource, like even better than YouTube in some sense. You can get
okay.
number of books over there, number of white papers, research papers, and over there are a lot
Okay,
of
so how to access from Telegram? Like I know I am the Telegram. I have joined it. There are the groups
mhm,
in which I have joined the Tele. Telegram, but I would
Mm-hmm.
like to see like you have to join the group. Books, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say, because it's like most of the books have that copyright, and as a gamer, you know the
Mm-hmm.
important thing about the copyright. So books, I wouldn't suggest for that. But apart from the books, if we talked about other things like
Mm-hmm.
questions and things like that,
There are
so
forums as well. There are forums as well inside the same examination. What you call the specific groups in Telegram, and specifically talking about the books. Whatever books are there on Telegram are actually copyright protected. You can only read them. You can't download them. You cannot take a screenshot. You cannot copy anything, and you can't even
that's
print that.
that's a that's a good thing.
So
That's a good thing.
yeah,
I'm happy
and that's a
to.
very, they actually follow the policy. Like the group owners basically are not like, there are many group owners like
I
you,
would.
me, anyone. Uh,
It would be great if you can share me the link of those groups. I will
Sure,
put
sure,
it.
sure. I'll do that. I'll do
I
that.
will put it.
I'm a
Yeah.
very avid user of Telegram. Actually, I find many of the things. If you want to give any examination, not only PMP, you will ultimately find all the help, all the resources over there. And when I started over there, I had my own version of the book. But what happens sometimes, people have their own, what do you call, notes created over there. They
Yeah,
float
that
it.
is very effective. I still
Hmm.
remember, like when I did actually PMI ACP, I made my own handwritten mind map. And my
Hmm.
when my wife cleared, she actually used my mind map, and she almost like that was the most important thing for her for exam preparation.
Mm-hmm. And that these are the things very important. Once you have your own things created, you are actually going through the process. So after that, you don't need to read a book. So if after reading the PM book once or twice, you can create your own mind map. It is the best thing. It means you are prepared, I'll say. And but
It's
just on the safer side, you should read the book at least twice or thrice. This gives you a better understanding, and keep a gap between the reads. Like you read it once, just give it a 14-day gap, solve the questions like 100 per day, 50 per day, whatever is your pace. And
okay.
more than solving, actually read those questions, try to analyze why they were wrong. What I did initially in my first exam where I failed just by a whisker, what
But
I did was
what I say, root cause analysis. You need to do a detailed.
exactly,
You need to do a
exactly. That is
detailed.
also the application of the quality management domain,
That is
the
very
root cause
important.
analysis inside the PMP.
You need,
Yeah.
yeah, you need to do root cause analysis to work and see how you can work in that way, right?
Hmm. And if you have a pool of say 1500 to 2000 questions with you, whatever resource may it be, you can get it from the internet, or maybe in from Reddit forums. You can get questions. And I'll say, I have prepared notes not from the PM book, but from the questions that I solved.
The
So that
question
was the
you
best thing.
solve.
I solved a question, yeah, and I
Okay.
made a note out of it, like 2 3 lines from each question. That was
Okay.
the best thing.
So you basically work into that way. That is an important thing,
Hmm.
and I really like the way you solved it. Okay. Final advice you can give to all PMP aspirants.
It's not tough.
Final.
It can be done easily, but just go with a cool head. No
You
raging.
go.
It's not. Just go with a
I
cool head.
really.
It will be good.
It will be good. Thank you. Thank you very much for your
Yeah.
time. And some people, I would like to say, this guy, he's like a legend. I would say he's a legend. Like even he fall down, he felt it. Okay, this is difficult thing, but he kept on walking. He kept on walking. He changed his journey. Now, this is the beautiful part of that. He changed his journey, he changed his direction, but he never lost the sight of the goal. He knew that this is my goal, I have to do this, and he did it. Like such a long journey, you have to go through so many other things, but he did it. Well done, my friend. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
this
Thanks for all
time.
the support and your, free of cost guidance that you're giving on YouTube. It's like very beneficial to many people, and that's a very important thing. Having knowledge is good, but sharing knowledge is better. I'll always say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure,
Namaste.
sure. Much more. Bye bye.